Hey everybody, I'm Natalie here with YuBalance. Thanks so much for joining us today. What I have for you is 5 of my favorite stretches for desk workers. All right, so we're gonna start out first with a forearm stretch. Before we get into the stretch though, we're just gonna warm up our wrists a little bit. So you can either go individually here, making clockwise or counterclockwise circles. Good, we can also interlace those hands together. Just kind of move them around a little bit. Good, start pressing them forward and back. All right. Now we're gonna move into the stretch. So taking your right arm, let's go palm facing towards the sky. Okay, with your left hand, you're gonna go ahead and move your fingers down as far down as it feels comfortable until you feel a little stretch through that upper part of your forearm. Fingers reaching towards the floor. Good, make sure what you're doing here as we do it, make sure to get your thumb into that stretch as well. All right, so keeping that arm extended out in front of you. Just really breathe into this stretch. Sometimes we forget about our arms and our wrists after we've been typing all day or using our mouse. So always good to target our arms. All right, let's go ahead and relax here. Now I'm just gonna flip that hand over, and then same thing with my left hand. I'm drawing my fingers towards the floor or even all the way down up towards my hand. All right, everybody's wrist flexibility is a little bit different, so don't worry if you're not getting quite as far as I am. But again, just stretching out both sides of our hands here. Good, let's take one more breath. All right, and then I'm gonna switch sides. I'm actually first gonna do a couple more little rolls through that right wrist, and then now move on to my left arm. So left arm is extended out in front of me, palm facing towards the sky. Okay, let's take that right hand, and we're just gonna draw those fingers towards the floor. Again, don't forget your thumb in that stretch. Nice, really breathing as we move into this. Good, and feeling that stretch all through that upper part of our arm, all the way through our wrist, maybe even down into your fingers a little bit too, depending on how tight your hands are. Let's go one more breath in. Awesome, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip that hand over, carefully relax your wrist, palm facing down, and with that right hand, just gonna draw those fingers towards the floor and all the way towards your forearm. A little side angle for you. Good, so we're just gonna try to hold these for about 10 to 15 seconds. Not an exact science, but take a few deep breaths, and that should be adequate time. Let's go one more inhale. Awesome, and then carefully come out of that stretch. Again, let's do a couple more wrist circles here. All right, next up what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach around behind our backs. I'm gonna interlace my fingers together, and coming into a chest stretch, straighten those arms out, pressing your chest forward and upward, countering that movement with your arms. Good, so I'm really feeling this across the front of my chest, through my pecs, even a little bit into my shoulders. So you're welcome to go ahead and hold it here. All right, if you want to take it a little bit further, what we can do, place those feet under your hips, and then you're just going to go ahead and fold forward, and then let those arms really hang over you. Ooh, so that feels good. Now I'm kind of getting into my biceps a little bit as well. But whichever position you are in, don't forget to breathe. Good. Hold it here for one more count. Awesome, and then go ahead and carefully relax those arms, unlace your fingers. Good, give your shoulders a little roll. Next up, we're gonna be working down our body. We're gonna come into our hip flexors. So a couple different ways that we can do our hip flexor stretch. One option is gonna be standing. So on our feet, we're gonna come into kind of a lunge position here. Right now I have my right leg forward, left leg back. I'm gonna keep that left heel lifted. Okay, start to bend through your front leg. And then rather than sinking forward into this leg, what I wanna do is squeeze my glutes and give that pelvic tilt forward. All right, so I'm kind of making a hollow body here with my core. Good. Tilting that lower body forward. Ooh, and I'm really feeling it through my hip flexor on this front part of my hip here, even a little bit into my quad. All right, so that's option one. You can go ahead and keep holding that if you're comfortable here. The other option is you can always take it down to the mat as well. So same thing, I've got my right leg forward, left leg back. Again, rather than sinking into our front leg, All right, we want to turn on those glutes and then give that pelvic tilt forward. Nice. So I'm not sure if you can see my back getting flat there, but I'm trying to make kind of that hollow body motion. All right, and I'm going to hold it here for another count in. Good, and exhale. Awesome, go ahead and relax. Let's come into that second side. So again, I'll start out standing. For those of you that liked the standing position, I've got my left leg forward, right leg back, keeping that heel lifted. All right, I'm going to bend through my front leg, turn my glutes on, and then give that pelvic tilt forward. Good, actually kind of flexing through my core a little bit as well. Breathing here. Good, or option 2, you're welcome to take it on down to the floor, keeping that leg forward and bent, both knees at 90, squeezing through your glutes and tilting forward. Good. Let's go ahead and hold it here for a couple more breaths. Awesome, and relax. Very good. Next up, what we're going to do is the figure 4 stretch. There's a few different options for this. You can definitely do this stretch while you're seated, so even if you're sitting at your desk. The option I'm going to show you here today, though, is actually going to be down on the mat. So we're going to go ahead and take a seat here. All right. I've got my feet, my soles of my feet on the floor, knees are bent. What I'm going to do first is cross my right ankle over my left knee. And then from there, hands are going to come behind me on the mat. Really press your chest forward. And either keeping a flat back, lean yourself towards your foot, or the other option is to walk that leg, my left leg, closer to my body. Good, and then again, really keeping a nice flat back, chest lifted. I'm getting that stretch into my outer glute. Good, the other option for this, if being seated here isn't comfortable, is you can always lay onto your back. All right, and then keeping this same position here, we're just gonna draw that left leg closer to our body, keeping your right knee pressed away from your chest. Good, and then again, feeling that stretch on the right outer glute, outer hip. This one feels so good after a long day sitting. So really take your time with this one. You can even hold it a little bit longer than what we're doing here. But making sure to breathe and really relax into this hip opener. All right, let's go one more breath in. Good, and relax those legs. Good, I'm gonna come into my second side. So starting out first, if you'd like to do the seated position, okay, we're gonna cross that left ankle over our right knee, hands behind me here. I'm pressing my chest forward, getting that nice flat back, and then I'm going to walk my foot closer. Good, keeping my chest lifted, lean forward just a bit. Awesome, or good, option to lay onto your back and bring that right leg closer to your chest, again, pressing that left knee away from our bodies. Good. So your foot can just stay nice and relaxed. You know, everything else can kind of just rest. What we're really stretching out here is that outside of our hip. Nice. We're going to take one more big breath in. Feeling more relaxed already. And exhale. Good, you guys. So for our final stretch today, we're going to be doing a side-lying thoracic rotation. I realized I forgot to grab a pillow or block, but at home, if you have a pillow handy or a yoga block or even a rolled up mat, you're going to go ahead and grab that so you can rest it underneath your head. Okay, but we're going to be coming onto our side. I like my legs to be supported, so I'm going to keep both knees bent together. Head is going to be down on the ground here or on a pillow. And then I'm extending both arms forward out in front of me. All right, so what we're going to be doing here, this one is going to be more of a dynamic stretch, an active stretch. So we're not just going to be holding it for a certain amount of time. We're going to go through a few reps. All right, so lying here, I'm going to lift my top arm, in this case my right arm, reach it all the way over. And then open up as far as feels comfortable to you, but make sure that your gaze is following your hands. Good, take a breath in, and then exhale, and reach back across. All right, let's go again. Inhale and open. Good, exhale, hand comes back together. We'll go 2 more of those. Okay, inhale to twist open, following your gaze. Good, we're getting that movement through our thoracic spine. And exhale. Awesome, let's go one more time on this side. Twist it open. Good, and exhale. Close those hands together. Great, you guys, let's go on to our second side. All right, I'm just gonna roll over here. So again, knees stacked over the other. We're trying to get some movement through our mid-back here, our thoracic spine. So starting out now with my left hand on top of my right. Inhale to twist it open. Take that gaze following your hands. You might notice that one side is a little tighter than the other. And that is okay. Good, exhale to close. Good, so we wanna try to limit any movement through our hips and through our knees. Let's go again, inhale. Twist it open. Oh, that's good. Good. Exhale. Hands come back together. All right, we'll go 2 more. Inhale to twist. Follow your fingers. Good. And exhale. And I actually have really tight pecs, really tight chest muscles, so I'm even feeling this through my chest a little bit. You might be as well. Let's go. Last one. Inhale. Good. And exhale. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me today. If any of those felt especially good, you're welcome to always go back and go through this sequence again. But thanks for tuning in. Check out our YouTube page and Instagram for more movements like this. For more information on classes or how to get fit, check out YuBalance.com.